George Galbreath from the Holder Photography Studio. It's my pleasure to introduce myself and actually show you some of my artwork. This is actually called Light of My Life. This piece here kind of represents the transition of my artwork throughout the years. Previously, I was working with portraiture, and nowadays I'm actually working with color quite a bit from an influence from Haynes, who I'm exhibiting with tonight. But in this piece, actually depicting a couple of different subject matters. One with the father here, if you kind of take a look at it, you can see the eyelids where he's actually crying. It's a close-up of the face and the nose. And this one, this panel, because I typically work in two panels, actually depicts an angel and a mother. Well, if you put the two together, you got the father crying about the problems that the mother's had conceiving a child, and ultimately with that angel kind of being over her shoulder and giving them the blessing of the birth of their first child. A lot of times people are having issues these days, of course, conceiving, so I felt like that was a issue close to my heart, and I wanted to represent it in my artwork. This piece of Norma Jean Baker, and I know that reference to that name doesn't really speak to who Marilyn Monroe was for you, but this piece actually represents a darker side of her. See, recently I saw the movie My Weekend with Marilyn, and that movie, My Week with Marilyn, actually depicted her in a darker light. She actually had problems with drug abuse, like with prescription drugs. She had several affairs, and really was kind of a tormented spirit. And during that time, while I was watching that movie, I kind of started to understand the tragic kind of story behind America's sweetheart really having issues with her beauty and issues with her sexuality. And when I depicted it, I tried to depict the more depressed Marilyn. I tried to depict a portion of her that was not only beautiful, but also was more realistic. And in doing it in black and white, it gave it that more depressed kind of representation. The black flag behind it represents the conspiracy theories about how potentially she might have had a affair with JFK. And obviously the controversy about her potentially committing suicide or ODing on prescription drugs. Well, you don't really know what happened. Well, the government is representing the black flag in a kind of darker light. And the choice of the Norma Jean Baker, that being one of her several names, was actually based off a lot of the research I did about not only her mother getting married to a gentleman that wasn't her father previously, but also by her several marriages. So this is the name I think she would have preferred to have gone by the gentleman that actually she referenced as her father, but who was not her biological father. This evening, like, we're exhibiting my artwork, but this is not my first exhibit. I've actually had several back in Missouri, and also at the Howard University where I attended. I've been doing artwork all my life, but I think that my time at Howard University really gave me an opportunity to grow as an artist. So a lot of the color that you see here tonight is due to a lot of the awesome professors that I had at Howard. Here in Atlanta, where we're at the Holder Gallery, this is my Atlanta debut. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out this evening and watching me grow as an artist. And I want to give a shout out to urbanpeephole.com. Thank you all for coming through.
It's the thing that lasts long after all the money comes and goes.